All right. That's all
Nice and
right.
hot.
It's all right if you'll hear me trash talk you early.
Welcome, everybody, to the weekly wrap, streaming live from 802 Scoop, Inside Scoop Studios, and the 802 Scoop Facebook page right here on Main Street, Barrie, Vermont. I just mess that up all the time. And, of course, we have the ever lovely Raylene with the sassy ass mouth.
So what's out of the ordinary about that? Could you move your computer screen the way I had it when you got here so I can see your face? No. Yeah, that's better. So that I'm actually talking to you instead of to the
Why
back
do you
of
want to see my face?
Well, because I like to look at who I'm talking to instead of the back of the black Acer.
Did you ever think about what I want?
No,
Maybe I don't want to look at you.
I don't care. Tough. You have to if you're looking at the screen, dumbass. Either way, you're in trouble.
But I can
You're
block
stuck
it
with
out
me.
on the screen.
Uh-huh.
I can't
No,
block
you
you
can't.
out when I'm like this.
No, you can't. Tough.
I'm just saying.
Do it anyway.
Oh,
Just so that the flow is easy. Did you
I-
know that 802 Scoop is having a contest right now?
no, tell me about it.
You didn't know
I
that?
did know. I listened today. I heard it.
Oh, you did?
But
yeah, we're having a
tell,
contest.
Tell the viewers.
For it's Lacing Up for Cancer, the walk that's happening this weekend.
Are you talking about the one where?
Possibly Dick Wobby's going to be wearing a costume of sorts. And
He's going to wear a clown outfit and maybe,
And maybe he'll bring-
a Scooby Doo.
yeah, and maybe he'll bring the cooler.
I love it. Oh, is he going to bring the cooler?
I don't know. You never
So-
know. Maybe
so-
he'll make peace and bring Erica the cooler.
Maybe. So for folks that don't know, you have to go back a couple days and take a look at
Well,
the
and
baby
you could probably
talking.
play it
I
during
probably
tonight's
could.
show because it's just so damn cute. And
It is cute.
but anyways, we're having this contest and it's all about the Lacing Up for Cancer and the walk this weekend. And it's up at the high school in Morrisville. And so what you need to do is that you need to go to our page and there's a pinned post up there. And you need to follow the link that comes right up first. It's the Facebook link that will lead you to the ad that tells all about what's happening at this walk, the cancer walk, all the different events and things going on and the laps and the times and all of that stuff. If you go to that page and you share it and you like it, then you have a chance to win some legendary ice cream. You win a free ice cream, actually a $5 coupon or card to Legendary to do whatever you want with. And I'm going to choose 5 random winners for that. Then, if you want to go even bigger than that, you need to follow the instructions above. So follow the instructions for the first step and take a selfie of yourself at the start line of the Lacing Up for Cancer Hope Track. So you take a picture of yourself, post it in the comment of this pinned post that I'm reading to you right now. You post it in the comments, and that gives you a chance to win $5 worth of ice cream and $50 in cash.
Ooh.
And there's 2 winners. There's going to be 2 winners for that. If you want to go even bigger than that, you follow all of the instructions. You get a selfie with Richard Wobby, otherwise known as Dick. in a clown or Scooby-Doo costume, and you post it in the comments of the pinned post, and I will be choosing a winner from that, probably the first one to post, and you'll have a chance to win all of the above, which means the $50 in cash, the $5 in legendary ice cream, and $150 more in cash. Then you can get a bonus if you bring me some beads. And I'm not, so beads from the race, because every time you make a lap,
Wait. So
every
how
time
do
you
you
make
get
a lap,
the,
you get
oh,
beads.
you get beads by,
Right,
that's how you get the
completing
beads.
laps, that's how you get beads. So,
I thought there was other ways of getting the beads.
no, there's no, you and Dick Wobby are very wrong about that. There's no other ways to get beads.
Oh, there's other
except
ways.
well, there's not other ways at the Lacing Up for Cancer event.
Do you
this
know
is
I
the
have
only
some
way.
beads?
I don't even want to know how you got beads. I'm just telling you.
Are you
Well,
eating?
let me finish this story first.
Okay.
Because we're not done.
So we don't want to talk
So,
about how I got my beads.
Not yet. If you want for a bonus, and the bonus is secret, it's going to be something that we're not telling yet. But the bonus is if you bring me some beads, get me some beads, then I will add to whatever you already won. And the bonus for any local business owner that does all of the above, plus posts a picture, a selfie with Erica Scott and a check that they have written to her for $1,000 donation, we will advertise for them for 1 full year for free.
Nice.
So that is the contest.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and we'll, obviously we can't do that for every business owner. So it will be randomly selected if there's more than one. We'll put the names in the wheel, spin the wheel will figure it out. That's how we do it. It's just easier to figure out all contests that way because there's always multiple entries. So those are the things happening. That's the contest we're doing, and I hope many people come out to the track that day, to the race that day. And it's not really a race. You're walking this track. And you can purchase luminary bags for someone that you've lost to cancer, somebody battling cancer. There's actually a lap that's like a quiet lap where all the entire field, the Hope track is all lit up with those luminaries. There's going to be fireworks at the end, right around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that'll be nice. But yeah, there's all kinds of different themes. There's food, there's music, there's like different activities, the ladder toss and ring bottle something. Erica told all of the different ones. So if you would like to know more about it, you can always go back and watch that show. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on that day. And I hope many, many people come out and participate because it's for the whole family. It's for a great cause. And like I said, that's at People's Academy in Morrisville. And come join in.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm super excited. I'm going to go over. And if you can't get there, you can send them $5 for a bag, and they'll do the bag for you to make sure it's on the field. Or you can also do it through Union Bank. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Well, do you want to talk about my beads?
Sure. We can talk about your beads, Michael. How did you get beads? Were you dancing? Stripping? What were you doing for these
Can
beads?
you
Were you
imagine
in New
me-
Orleans?
Can you I just want you to stop and think about what you
No,
just
I'm
said.
trying not to think about
now
these
you need to
things.
think about what you just said. You were like, did you get your beads by stripping?
Well, you
I want
never
you to think
know.
about that.
You never know. It could have been back in your wild days before you were anti-alcohol and cannabis. Could have been back in the day when you were wild
I
and
can
crazy.
safely say I have never performed stripping.
Yeah. But that's all you can safely say you've never done.
I do have some Mardi Gras beads, though.
You do?
I do, yes. But it has nothing to do with the boobies. It has everything to do with they were just hanging on a fence,
And you took 'em.
I got them. My friend climbed up the fence, sliced his hand, getting them, and I still have them at my house. True story.
True story.
Isn't that exciting?
I guess. Maybe it
guess.
was at the time.
It was when I was at Pensacola Christian College.
Oh,
We were trying to minister into the more urban area. Yeah. Anyway, so
and you decided to take a little sidebar to Mardi Gras?
no, it was after Mardi Gras. It was after Mardi Gras.
Oh, and so there was just some leftover
There was
beads
some
and
leftover beads.
street trash and stuff like that. you
And
were
I
just
was like, hey, I
picking
want
up.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and a friend, he climbed up on the thing and he got it.
perfect.
I know. My life is so exciting, isn't it? I mean, I could have made a joke about how, I was like Chris Farley with Patrick Swayze, working hard for the money. Do you remember the Saturday
I know
Night-
that song.
Well, it wasn't working hard for the money. I can't remember what the song was, but it was don't you remember the Chippendales?
Not really.
The SNL Chippendales?
I first of all, so I was not a Saturday Night Live person ever.
Oh. So that means you never watched. Well, no, I think I forced you to watch like the Dusty Muffin one.
I think so. You have forced me to watch a few of them. You play those videos every once in a while. Oh, this is so funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I want people to drop in the comments. Okay, because I think it's funny listening to oh my goodness, what's her name?
Betty White.
Betty White, thank you.
Well, she's funny.
Yeah. Well,
Why,
her
she was
talk-
Saturday Night Live
but-
too?
Well, she was on Saturday Night Live talking. They were doing a special. It was a mock version of NPR, and she was talking about her Dusty Muffins.
Oh,
And that's what they're called. They're Dusty Muffins. And she's like, here's my Dusty Muffin. It's moist.
oh my gosh.
And then there's the other one where they're talking.
We're losing viewers.
you.
They're like dropping like flies.
Oh, no, they're not. It's such a lie. When you start talking about Betty White's Dusty Muffin, I'm sure that a lot of people would be like, I'm going to stick around for this.
Probably not. They're probably cringing at the thought of you talking about it. Yeah.
But probably not. I don't think our viewers are stodgy.
No, I don't think so either.
Wait a minute. No, I'm positive they're not
Yeah,
stodgy.
I'm positive of that as well.
I will say that
God.
I would love to redo the one where they're talking into the NPR and they're like, "Thank you for joining Season's Greetings. Today we're going to talk about sweaty balls." Hi, Alex. I am so excited. Looks like you brought your sweaty balls in. They look yummy.
What the fuck are you talking about? You are frightening me. Like literally.
Anybody that's watched it's actually a clip on
They call it,
SNL.
like,
Sweaty balls.
what the hell's
And it's
happening
Alec Baldwin,
right now?
and he brings in it's Season's eatings, and they talk about the balls that they eat, and they're like putting them in their mouth, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, they're so salty."
Oh my God, like what the hell's happening right here right now? I don't even know. You told me that you went to Gusto's before you came here tonight, and I'm starting to believe that. And usually you get a Shirley Temple, but I'm thinking that somebody put something in it today. Something
very
is
possible.
happening. Something is happening in this universe right now. I may need help, people.
Yeah, probably.
Send help.
Should we talk about the video with Dick and Erica?
Yes. Do you have it keyed up? You
I do have it keyed up. So
let's hear it.
I will play it, and this is so for reference, folks, this is a video that AI generated a baby talking, It was Dick and Erica talking about the lacing up for cancer. And this is the video. Oh, why isn't it making noise? Oh, because why isn't it making noise?
I don't know
Well,
why it's
that's
not making
unfortunate.
noise. Did you have to unmute it first?
I don't know. Well, let's see here.
These lights are really bothering me today.
They are.
Yes.
We're not going to be able to play it. I don't know where the sound is. I'm a little disappointed by that.
Are you sure just not clicking something right?
Well, I mean, it's possible.
I think you have to unmute it. Did you play it right from our page?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah, it's not working. So, oh well.
Well, damn it.
We'll
Just put
share
it in the link. Put the link in
We'll
the
put the link.
comments.
We'll put the link.
So that people can click on it. Because it is cute as hell. My favorite part is when he says Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's so cute when he says
It
Scooby-Doo.
truly is.
Yeah, I love it.
So, folks, go there after you're watching us.
Yeah.
Don't go now, because that's not good.
But yeah,
I'm
super
so
cute.
disappointed.
I am too.
don't know
Because
what
that's super cute video.
It really is a cute video.
You did a good job.
Yeah, I don't know.
I keep taking my glasses on and off because I can't decide
but
if
to
it's
the
better to have
viewer
them on or off.
Oh, I
Email
figured
Sam.
out. I figured it out, Raylene.
You did.
I did.
All right, good.
Aren't you proud of me? I'm so good.
Kick it up.
I'm gonna kick it up. Kick it up. Kick it up. Okay, so ready, folks? Well, that didn't work either.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I don't know what's going on here. Well, this is kind of embarrassing.
Email
that.
Sam. I just
Oh,
want to let you
there
know.
we
you
go.
probably will never get it
I
back.
think it's
Well,
working.
don't say that.
Okay.
I gotta
just-
promise him I'll give it back.
So
I
we'll just
know.
restart that.
Think about it
Yeah.
right now. There's a good possibility I'm gonna have a clown suit and a Scooby-Doo suit.
That's it. But to the viewer who emails him, I just want to let you know, you probably will never get it back.
Well, don't say that. I gotta
just-
promise him I'll give it back. I
I
promise you
know
I'll give
you.
it back.
I know you. It's just like the cooler we gave Dad for Father's Day.
Oh, that was the funniest thing.
It
Go ahead,
just-
you can say
No,
that.
it just
Because it was funny.
Yeah, I left it. We had bought it for my dad. We used it for another event, and I dropped it off next to his motorcycle at his shop. Mistake number one. And I told him, I said, I'm leaving this here. Well, all of a sudden, he goes to pick it up, and he says, it's not there. Well, they had said that it wasn't where it was, and somebody had taken it to deer camp, and
We
then it came
needed a
back.
cool. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
But all of a sudden,
We
it's
needed
not.
a cooler.
It's not ours. It's his. It's his.
in his
Yeah.
garage.
And it's very hard to get back once it's gone. So, I'm just
We
saying with the
needed a
clown suit,
cooler
guys.
for deer
Just
camp.
know you may
Everybody
not
out
get it
there,
back.
you understand. I know you guys all understand. The need of a cooler at deer camp is like overrules everything.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yes, apparently.
But
So,
we brought it back.
Did
It
you?
wasn't badly damaged.
did you?
It was
though?
a weekend at deer camp.
I feel like, don't know.
I think we did.
Gotta love it. Got to love it. You love it?
I do. I thought it was adorable.
It is absolutely
Dick Wappy's pretty damn cute as a
hilarious.
baby, isn't he?
Yeah, he was pretty cute as a baby. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
sure he didn't look like that.
You don't
Although
think
they
so?
should check. You know what? He should.
we
you
should
should
ask
ch-
his sister.
you should ask him.
We should ask his sister if she's got any baby pictures of him.
Oh,
I bet you
that's-
we should bet you she's got a few kicking around. We happen to know her. We could just strut right up the street and ask her
We should.
if she's got any baby pictures of her brother kicking around.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's difficult for me to imagine her as his sister.
They are polar opposites, aren't they?
Well, not only that, but like she's much younger.
Oh, well, at least they appear polar opposites. Maybe Mary Jane has a wild side or a louder side. I can't imagine her having a louder side.
No, she's definitely not a loud
But,
person.
but they're both very smart. She's
Yes.
very, very
Oh,
smart
yes.
as well. And she
100%.
grew up with all brothers.
That must have been tough.
I can't imagine living in a house full of boys. Yeah. But she was probably the princess in the family, because I would imagine all those brothers took very good care of her. Don't you think? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to jump into news?
Yeah, we can jump into news. There's certainly a lot of it. I learned with the Times Argus article that Barrytown is having much similar problems in the town as they are in the city, with drugs and crime and other petty crime stuff. They're having some issues as well. And so they did a community safety forum, and they're having a second one actually a couple Thursdays from now, the 20-something of July. But, they're doing the same thing in the town as they are in the city. They're trying to figure all of this out and see what can happen. And unfortunately, there's really not a lot that people can do in the town, or except for come together and do things like neighborhood
evening, Joe.
watches and really make sure that you see something, say something, stuff like that. So there's not a lot they can do. And let's face it, there's not a lot that the police can do either. Sure, they can go to the calls and they can work as hard as they possibly can and arrest people, but that doesn't mean that that's going to fix anything. It often doesn't. And unfortunately, they are the ones that take the shit rap for a lot of stuff. They get, they ought to be doing their job, this, that, and the other, and they are, and they're trying really hard, and they're just as frustrated as anybody else is. So, I agree though with a couple of the statements that I saw, that if you're a landlord and you're renting to people that are repeatedly being busted for drugs, and people that are repeat offenders for crimes, and just selling in your home, in the home that you're renting to them, they should be kicked out. They shouldn't be allowed to live there. As a landlord, you gotta try to button that up too, and do as much as you can, is what people are saying. And I understand that. I understand, and I agree with that to a point. But you also got to think about the landlord side and what they're up against. They can't just throw somebody out because they want to. It's a long process. Whether the person has been in trouble once or 100 times, it's still a process. There's a lot to prove, and they have to go through the eviction process that costs tons of money. They stop paying rent, and then they have legal fees, and plus the fees of whatever damages might be done. And so it's easy to come back at the landlord and say they need to do something about these nuisance renters, just as it is easy for the police. It's not all that easy. It's not cut and dry. And we learned that even ourselves when we were maybe 2 years ago now, down at the Housing Authority at the high rise, talking about this stuff. They had problems, and they couldn't just kick somebody out of there either. They had to go through the process, and it's a long process sometimes.
Yeah. Joe Edson writes, people are getting too brave dealing right in the
absolutely.
open. 100%.
Yeah,
But
I see it all day, every
there's
day.
a reason why that's the case. There's no freaking consequences.
Yeah, it's tolerated.
There's no consequences.
It's very much tolerated.
Absolutely. It's like you talk to people, and it's not people that have lived here for a very long time. It's the people that just moved here. They're like, well, and people like us who never experienced that growing up and living here are like, yeah, well.
Well, and that's the problem though, is that people like us that are saying that, there's some of us that will say that and then come out to the polls and make sure that our opinions and our voice matters. And there's some that say that and then never show up at the polls. We saw that in the last couple of elections, and even this last election, I realized the one in May was for, city officials, things like that. I realized that, we weren't voting for state reps, we weren't voting for a president or something, but your vote and your opinion still matters. And how many people came out to vote in the May election?
less than 1,000?
Yeah, 800 and something.
Yeah.
Out of 7,200 people. I mean, that's bad. That's absolutely gross. And when I look at all the chat pages, and when I think about just the comments on our page or the private messages and stuff I get, and I look through them, when I think about that, I think if just even half of those people came out and voted, we would have had 1,000 more or 800 more votes. Because people they know there's a problem, but they're not doing anything about it. And the easiest way to do something about it is to go to the polls.
So Joe says, I do have to say, as I drove through the city today, it was busy. So yeah, it's definitely been busy.
Yeah.
But a systemic of the problem is a post that you posted earlier on 802 Scoop. Make sure you go to follow 802 Scoop for all your information, because Raylene's amazing at posting stuff. But, Gage Gar, 35.
Oh, the human trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Human trafficking. How long? So, is already serving 18-month federal sentence for illegally possessing a short barrel shotgun. His state sentence will run concurrently. So how long did he get? Sentenced to how many months in prison? For
18 months. And he's serving it all at the same time as his other sentence.
Months for human trafficking. I want folks to understand that. Human trafficking, 18 months. 18 months. There's something wrong with our laws, and there's something wrong with our state's attorneys.
And
and our
there's
judges,
nothing,
obviously.
Yeah, and there's nothing that we can do about that without going to the polls. You don't change anything about that until you can change laws and change positions and change the way things are being done right now. And those sorts of things are going to keep happening or even get worse.
This 35-year-old male used a 17-year-old from Massachusetts. And you know why he used a 17-year-old? Do you know why? You want to guess? Youthful offender laws.
Yeah.
Granted, 17-year-old, I don't want to put a 17-year-old in jail. Oh, Sharon says they dropped the human trafficking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, you'd have to read the whole thing. It's actually, the whole thing is pretty despicable.
Yeah. These are the kind of things that are a huge problem. Gosh.
Yeah. But
So Thunder Road is up and running, huh?
they are. It's a double feature night, and it was kids' night. Kids could ride in the cars tonight. And the Race to Read team is there. They are every Thursday night, every race. You can actually, if you go to the Race to Read booth during the race, you can buy tickets for your chance to win the hood. It's a hood of a car, and it's got Ken Squire painted on it.
Oh.
And so, you can hang that in your own garage. You can make headboard out of it if you want. I don't know what people would do with it. Hang it on their garage ceiling or something. If you go up to Stephen Donahue's garage, there's all kinds of car parts hanging on the walls and on the ceiling and stuff. Hoods of cars, fenders, things like that. It costs a lot of money to paint those things up. Yeah. The family of the boy refused to participate. And I kind of understand that a little bit. Sometimes it's really hard for the victim to participate. But I think that, totally understandable, we have to have a way in Vermont where an advocate counts for what a child is saying, a victim is saying. It's hard for victims to sit up on the stand in front of their, perpetrator and spill the beans. And if you don't know what threats have been made to them, you don't know any of that, and here you are, setting them in front of them and say, tell your story. And so there has to be a way where we can change things so that victims can testify in a different manner.
Right, but even that aside, the human trafficking, The state agreed to dismiss the felony count of human trafficking, amended the cocaine count from a 10-year felony to a 5-year felony, and dismissed the misdemeanor counts of violations of conditions for release. The guy was on probation, and he was caught with cocaine, and 18 months. It just frustrates me.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
And it's not even whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I'll just shut my mouth.
Well,
Yeah.
it's all of it is
Let's talk about Amazon.
tough to swallow.
Wanna talk about Amazon.
Yeah, sure. I don't have
So
an
is it gonna
issue
go
with them
into-
coming
Are
here.
they coming into Essex or no?
Well, I mean, they want to, and there's people that are protesting for them not to. I say, you know, I wish Berry City had a spot for them, but we don't. I think there's room in Berry Town up in that, industrial park
complex.
or whatever. And I think that worse things could happen. They're here, and the majority of the packages that come from FedEx and UPS are Amazon, and FedEx is closing, and so I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Sharon. It's kind of like Harley Breer. But yeah, I don't know what you feel about it, but people are going to use Amazon.
So I'm betwixt on this. I'm actually betwixt. Part of me is like, yes, I want that 24-hour delivery. And then the other part of me is like, but that could hurt our local businesses. Mm-hmm. Right?
But
Like,
it
one
already
of the
is.
well,
I'm not sure it could hurt more than it already does.
No, and I would say that's not true, because of the fact that if I need something right now, I go and I get it from a local store.
Yep.
I had a problem with my drain in my bathtub. It was not going down. So I went down to Bob's and I
Nelson's.
got Nelson's Ace Hardware, and I got a snake. The snake was too big. So I went back down and I got a smaller one. And I also picked up the Drano stuff that, that's a, well, even with the 24-hour, I would still go down there because it's just easier to go to the store to get
Right.
it.
Well, that's just it. And if you're talking an immediate need, you're going to go to the store anyway. You're not going to wait the 24 hours. You're not
Correct,
going to
but
wait the time. And
I can see the trouble it would cause small businesses.
yeah, I hope not. But we know that. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But I also don't know if, people, well, get back to that Act 250.
Yeah. I mean, people order from them no matter what anyway.
True.
Even when you try really hard not to, it's difficult. I mean, this week, I'll give you a for instance. So this week, I've had a lot going on medically. I have to have this boot. I don't know if anybody can see. Can you see this boot?
Sure can.
You can. It's small. It's a kid-sized boot that I had to have because my foot is little, my little foot. That boot for me to get at the medical store was crazy expensive. I got this boot from Amazon in 2 days, $40. And it's the same exact thing. The same brand, the same everything, except this one's black and not purple. The wound care stuff that I needed because I had the biopsies. Mepilex foam is
Oh, yeah.
super expensive.
Yep.
And even on Amazon, you get a 4-pack or a 6-pack, and it's still like $26. You go to the pharmacy to get it, and it's double, sometimes even close to triple that. And when you're changing bandages a couple of times a day, it adds up super quick. And so even for things like that, I mean, I love to, go down to one of the local pharmacies and get something, even though, I mean, they're chains, but they're still locally owned. Kinney's is, I believe. And I can't.
No, I get it. I get it.
You know,
I get
in a perfect world I could, but it's too expensive, and it makes me feel bad sometimes. But at the same time, I hope that people understand. Like, I do what I can when I can, especially during the holidays. I always try to shop just local during the holidays, which I actually think is pretty easy, especially with gift cards and like you said, being able to go over to Nelson's. They like have everything. You can find
Yeah.
something for everybody over there. So it's kind of easy, and we have so many good eateries that, you know, by the time you get gift cards and, you know, pick up a few gifts, you can be done pretty easy local, for sure. But yeah,
You know what else you can do local?
what?
Line dancing.
Yeah, up at the Den. Tonight, actually, Thursday nights is their line dancing night. Beginners started at 6, from 6 to 7 is beginners, 7 to 9 is advanced. And it's Emil and Cheryl are there. And I mean, and that advanced class is crazy. They are crazy
Oh,
good.
I know. I tried
They
to
are
dance to it.
amazing. So, yeah, people should check that out sometime. It's really awesome. And the air conditioning's on now, so pumping cold air. Very comfortable
Nice.
in there. Patio's open. There's always little fires out there in the fire pits. And they have amazing food. Really, really good food. Friday nights is prime rib night. And I think tomorrow night, I think it's Friday night, is Cold Front this week. But they may not be playing until Saturday. I'd have to look. But I put the ad up too, and I don't know why I'm spacing. But they have really good food. And we have some pretty amazing events coming up there. So, which I'm glad you brought that up, because the Stephen M. Tracy
Can I
Memorial
just
Ride.
interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
So Cold Front is tomorrow night, June 27th, from
Yep.
8:30 to 12.
Yep. $5 cover.
I'm way too old
$5 cover for that.
for 8:30 to 12. But you know who isn't?
Rosemary.
My mom.
Neither's Rosemary. My
Rose-
my most favorite person.
She parties until 12 o'clock at night.
Hell yeah.
My mom does.
I know.
She partied
was with
until
us.
like 2
That's
o'clock
what I said.
in the
One of my
morning.
most favorite people. I love her to death, your mom.
My
She has a
goodness.
good time with us.
Yes, she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, she likes to kick it up with us.
She does. And
But-
then Saturday is the,
The
Tracy,
Stephen
Tracy.
Yes, Stephen Tracy Memorial Ride, and it's all done with ATVs. Are you doing it by any
I
chance?
don't know.
It's pretty awesome.
Starts at 10 a.m.
Yep, and the ride. I think the ride starts at 11, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Registration starts at 10. The ride starts at 11. Everything's happening at the Den, and you just. You can pay for extra cards. You have the prices up in front of you.
I sure do. It's $10 per driver, $5 per passenger, and $5 per extra card.
Yeah, for the poker run. And there is silent auction, raffles, music, food, fun. I mean, it's a great time. And I think it's awesome because you use the trail system. You're out on the trails and having a great time. And you don't get a lot of time to do that. Just like motorcycles. I mean, you don't really, yes, you can ride the snow machines in the winter if the weather cooperates. And so, but ATVs, if it's raining, who cares? You get a little muddy. Oh no, I forget. Michael doesn't get muddy. Michael doesn't like to get muddy.
I don't like getting muddy. Well, with all due respect, mud costs money. Okay.
Yes, it does. True. If you break something, it does. Mud can
does.
cost money, but not always. It doesn't
True.
always. But I remember the last time I was at,
I'm a
or one of the
princess.
last times I was at Legendary, and you guys all came back from a ride. You're the only one that had a clean machine. Like your clothes were clean, your machine was clean, everything, and everybody else came back with mud.
I know. I could.
And they say you slow down, you pull over,
I
you
do.
go around stuff on the grass.
well,
Princess.
I am a princess. There's no doubt about that.
You know, he gingerly, you know, well, maybe they'll let you take your tricycle.
Boy, you're in rare form tonight, aren't you?
Why do you always say that when I bring up your tricycle?
Because I know you don't mean it in a nice way. You
Yes, I
mean it in a
did.
nasty ass way.
No, you're not going to get all mud riding a tricycle that only goes 15. Unless people are
Even
kicking it up at you.
Every single time you mention it with a snide, snotty, stuffed up, stinky.
But why? Do you remember how much ribbing you gave me when I got my
It's two different things.
car? Because
different
in my
things.
car is a hybrid. You can plug it in or put gas in it. And you gave me the hardest time about my EV, my car. Tormented me.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Sharon says Randy
See?
Beer from Crazy Country is playing during the dinner.
Which-
hour
that's
at the
awesome.
Den on Friday night.
I love Crazy Country. They're good. They're good. So yeah, check out that event too. There's lots of really good things happening. The Wing Walk. So the Wing Walk is in Barrie. That's happening also on Saturday. And wings are $1 a piece, and they're doing them at let's see, Ladder One, Cornerstone, Tasty Bites, the Quarry, Summer Street Tavern, Mulligan's. And I think I said them all. I think I got them all. Oh, and Gusto's. So wings are $1 a piece. It's a wing walk, and you get to vote who has the best wings on this wing walk. Are you going to participate in that? That is something you could bring your tricycle to, because you could just trike to each place because they're like in a little circle. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. I'm being serious. You don't think that's a good idea? I'm just trying to find things that you can do to actually use your bike.
So talk to me about these police officers in Hardwick.
What about them? Which ones?
The ones that had the excavator.
Okay, so that happened. It happened a couple of years ago. It's not recent, and I had to change the video because people kept saying this happened 3 years ago. Because I forget that sometimes when you share a memory, that it doesn't show that it's a memory.
So it's not recent.
Right. So that was something that was shared a couple of years ago, and it came up in the memory. And so in the memory, you shared this photo or this video on this day, so it's such and such a long time ago. And because I said, thankfully, they didn't get hurt, but it was a memory. And I forget, though, sometimes it doesn't always say that, but it says the date of the thing. But yeah. So that's what that was from.
Somebody had an excavator. And
Yeah, when they were trying to arrest somebody. And I think it was in 2021 or 22. I can't remember. 22, I think, that happened. And it was just one of those things that came up in my memory.
That's crazy.
And I had posted it. So I shared it again today because, I always share stuff from the Vermont State Police Department anyways. And it was just crazy. And still, when I watched it and I was listening to it even again, I was thinking, oh my God, thank God they didn't get hurt, because that person really could have hurt them badly. They were trying to arrest his son, and it was the father in the excavator trying to keep them from arresting his son. Yeah.
All right, so
they probably both ended up in the clink together.
Oh well.
Yep.
Oh well. Mm-hmm. So the Barrie Heritage Festival is coming up shortly.
It is.
Coming very quickly.
You know who's going to be at the Barrie Heritage Festival?
Me. Probably in my red bike.
There you go.
Trike.
Your red trike in the parade. You're going to ride it in the parade?
I could.
Maybe you could wear a Scooby-Doo costume.
If they have a Scooby-Doo costume, my size, I would totally wear it.
Perfect.
But it has to be my size.
All right, I'll find one. Maybe I can find somebody to make you one homemade.
Do you think you can find somebody to make me a squirrel outfit?
That's possible. We could maybe find you a nutty squirrel, because you are a freaking nutty squirrel. But you never know. But the Vermont Ravens are going to be there for the
The pull?
Pull.
The toe down.
The
Do you
toe
think
down.
city council will do it this year?
I don't know. We should find out. Although I don't know. You have a couple of injured people on city council. Yeah, so I don't know that they'll do that this year, but it would be cool if they
Well,
did.
city council hasn't pulled for 5 years.
They haven't.
I don't think they've pulled since Jake has been on city council.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
then he was
so a
gone.
while. Yeah.
It was the majority of.
Well, no offense, but I mean, you only do what you can handle.
Stop it.
Some people pull well and some people don't. Yeah,
It's like you're shitting in the woods or something.
no,
Stop.
I'm not at all.
All right, so the Berry Heritage Festival is
Yes,
coming
the
up.
Vermont Ravens will be there for the toe down, and probably your church will probably be
yes,
there though. And
100%.
they last year,
One.
like, yeah,
The
I
church
mean,
won.
they kicked
Yeah.
some serious butt.
Yep.
They were unstoppable. It was insane.
They're unstoppable.
They really were. They were incredible to watch. They had a really good team.
They did.
You have
They
some
did.
big dudes down there
We
that
do.
with some
We do.
power behind
We
them for
definitely
sure.
do. And that's July 26th. And
yeah.
then, of course, the parade is at 1 p.m. Oh, are we going to film the parade?
Of course we are.
Excellent.
Of course
Maybe
we
we
are.
can get the lineup and we can do you could be, not Sally Field. Who was Sally Jesse Raphael? Do you remember
No.
her? Who was the lady that did the parades?
I don't with Regis, but I don't remember, right? Regis and
Maybe.
somebody? I don't remember. Who knows? I don't know. How about we just do it?
It was that lady there.
'Cause we all know that I'm nothing like any of them. Gifford? Was it Kathy Gifford?
No, it definitely wasn't Kathy Gifford.
I don't know who did them with him. Who knows?
She did them every year.
But anyway, we all know that there's probably a pretty big difference.
And that does make me think of, since we're talking about the Heritage Festival, it makes me think of Flowers, Emsley's.
Emsley's is a sponsor. They do an amazing job. They have crazy amazing bouquets in there. They just had the reveal last weekend of their mural. That was absolutely beautiful. I went, hung out for a couple of hours. You can get your picture taken in front of it. But when you go down there, go in the store though. If you just want like a deep breath, that's all I can think of is to explain it. Like I brought a friend in there with me and I said, it's just so relaxing in there. It smells good. It's relaxing. There's nice things. It's not cluttered. It's very tastefully done and set up in there. They have amazing arrangements. They like really listen and talk to you. I've seen some of the stuff they've done for funerals and stuff that is absolutely breathtaking. They just do such a good job, and they do everything. Weddings, funerals, corsages. They like literally do. There's flowers for everything.
You know who else does weddings? Well, I don't know if they do weddings. I shouldn't say that. I probably shouldn't say that. Because I don't know if they cater weddings. Campo Divino?
Well, yes, so she does do catering for those sorts of things in a way. I mean, she does her tables, but that's under Taste Vermont.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So it's still
And they have
Taylor.
a special going on.
Yeah, it's still Taylor.
Sausage and broccoli, rabi arsenini.
I don't know.
Arsini balls.
Sorry, it's all on you, dear, because I cannot read
don't-
that tonight.
RABE and then ARANCINI balls. Aracini.
I don't know if I know what that
I'm not
is.
gonna lie, I'm not Italian. The only Italian I know is 2 words that I can think of.
And neither one of them are nice.
Neither one of them are words that I should say here.
Yeah.
But when my dad was living with an Italian lady, she would constantly tell him 2 words.
And so you learned those 2 words.
Those 2 words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she liked him that much, huh?
She would say, I don't know, can I say it?
Yes, you can say it.
She would constantly say minga and fungu.
And what does that mean now?
So the fungu is exactly what you would think it would be.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the minga was a gentleman part.
Well,
Oh, well, the more you know.
interesting. Yes, you know sign
I
language.
do know sign language.
Yes. Yes. How does that go again?
No. I do know some sign language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael, we'll have to teach you the sign language.
I heard that you knew how to, it had something to do with waffles, but I don't remember what it is.
I can tell you, waffles, I think this is waffle.
Yeah, waffle.
I think
Yeah.
that's waffle. Anyway, so yeah, there's Lacing Up for Cancer Walk, the carnival, which we've already discussed. And then
Which
there's
I hope
the
to see
concerts
people
in
there.
the park, which is every
Which was,
Wednesday.
and it was amazing.
And yesterday,
We sponsored
You
Seth and
sponsored,
Sophie.
yep.
Yeah, and it
which
was a great
pretty cool.
turnout.
It was.
And she could sing the phone book. She really could. I love her. She's amazing. She has a beautiful voice. She's just, I love to listen to her. And all the kids blowing the, we handed out bubbles. And there was lots of kids in the park with their bubbles and running around. It's nice to see them. And then all the food vendors. Moe's Barbecue, Michael's favorite,
my
was there
favorite.
again last
Love
night. He got
Moe's.
brisket and macaroni and
You betcha I
cheese.
did.
But there are a couple of different vendors there, and then all of the farmers market vendors. And you know, it says that the farmers market ends at 6:30, but the last several weeks I have not seen any of them pick up. They stay through the whole time, and it's been nice to have everybody in the
Yep.
one spot. I feel like it's I said it today when Jeff and I were in here, it's much more relaxed. You feel like you have time to, you can eat and you're not trying to race around or, get out of a parking spot or it's really relaxed. And I love being out there.
Yeah,
over at the
no,
park.
it's very nice.
I've gone every week so far. It's been a lot of fun.
So haven't
Yeah,
I.
it's been a lot of fun.
Been trying to be there as a state rep. Folks can come by and chat with me if they want while
Yeah.
I'm stuffing my face with Moe's Barbecue.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I don't mind as long as you don't mind me talking.
Well, you stop doing that when
do.
you're talking, but
I do. I
But you do have your stuff, and there's a lot of people there. It's nice. I think it's nice to
I
see.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And then there's concerts in the park in Waterbury. So folks can go to that.
Yeah, and they do them in Plainfield as well on Friday nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one that I'm looking here that you posted is today from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Oh, for Plainfield?
No, this is Waterbury.
Yep, that one's from Waterbury, yep.
Rusty Parker
Yep.
Memorial Park.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that one is. I'd have to look it up. But then,
Somewhere.
and like I said, and then I know Plainfield does them on Fridays. They have some really good stuff too. We try to always post what Donna Thunder's up to. She's usually all over. You never know where she's going to be, but always someplace pretty neat.
She's going to be at a
Fair.
fair shortly.
Yes.
Is it the Renaissance Fair? Do you want to go to the Renaissance Fair?
It depends on when it is, man. I'm busy.
You busy?
Yes.
Busy.
Like I always.
What are you doing tomorrow at
But
5
I'm being
p.m.?
serious. I have so much stuff, huh?
What are you doing tomorrow at 5 p.m.?
I don't know. Why? What's tomorrow at 5 p.m.?
Stowe Balloon Festival.
Oh, well, tomorrow's going to be raining.
Oh, is it?
So it's going to be a crappy
gonna be
balloon
canceled?
festival. I don't
They
know.
won't cancel
But, I'm not really sure that that's going to
Well,
be all
folks,
so great. But Donna Thunder is going to be the Donna Thunder Experience, July 4th, the old fairgrounds in Woodsville, New Hampshire. That's where she's going to be. Next, she has just sent me that. So, yesterday. Yep. So, and did you see that Judy's, Judy Copping's granddaughter was at the fair last night?
I did not see her
Olivia.
at the-
Yep. She was selling her handmade stuff. She's young too. She's, I don't know
She's
what
the
grade.
one that you were talking about today. Where
Yes.
she said, I'm
Yes.
just going to put it back into my business.
That's what she said. She's just this little girl. And I said, what are you going to do with your money? You know, because I'm thinking she's going to go buy herself some school clothes or, you know, do something fun with it. No, she said, I think I'm just going to put it back into my business. She says, you have to, she said, I got to pay rent, you know. Isn't that the cutest? It was just adorable.
Judy is charging her rent.
Well, no, not Judy isn't charging your rent. It costs money to have a booth at the park.
Oh, okay. I was for a minute there thinking, man,
No, she wouldn't charge her grandbaby rent. Are you kidding? And she lives with her parents, her mom and her dad, for God's sakes. You are a Looney
there's also
Tune.
the Island Pond kickoff to Summer Car Show.
Yes.
And the rain date is June 29th.
Yes.
So 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lakeside Park Pavilion. It's just an option. And then Veggie Van Go, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 9 to
9 to
10:30,
10.
drive in, drive out. You know, same rules as always. You literally drive around the circle. Tell them how many in your family.
You gotta text my mom now.
Maybe you are picking up for someone else, but you drive around, you pop your trunk, they do everything, and then you just drive away. Yeah. So here's my pen that I bought from Miss Olivia.
Ooh.
Can you see it?
I can.
It's so damn cute. And they come all these nice packaging. Yep, she does a great job. So check her and many other vendors out, but her especially, I think, just because, you know, the effort. I mean, come on. Just to see kids do that kind of stuff is a big deal to me. I don't care what they are selling. I will buy something because it's the effort.
It's the same thing with me with the Boy
Yeah.
Scouts. I
Yeah.
mean, they're buying
It's amazing.
and selling. Or
Yeah.
they're selling, I'm buying.
Right, exactly, and that's how I am with all that stuff. If those kids are out there making that effort, man, that's just that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
I can't. I
yeah,
mean, back in the
So-
80s, I was a Boy Scout. Back in the 80s.
back in the day, back in the
80s.
day. back
Are
in
you
the
going to
day.
go tomorrow night to the 80s thing?
No, but that's happening out back at Summer Street Tavern, also a sponsor of ours. So you can go, you gotta dress the part and go to 80s night. I think you ought to dress up and go pick up Barb, go play some pool, and then I'll come down.
No, I am not going to play pool with Barb. She's blind and she's missing fingers.
And she
still
kicks your
kicks my
ass. Yeah, yeah. All right.
No way. What? We're
the-
all done? Are you saying we're all done?
Yeah, it's 8
Well,
o'clock.
we got one more we can talk about.
All right, and we should say too. Well, no, go ahead.
Well, let's just quickly do a rundown of the sponsors. You know, you got Ruth
Yeah.
Year's Quick Lube.
Yeah, who's hiring? Yep, they're
right?
hiring.
And
Yep.
then you got the Meltdown.
Yeah, crazy good. This week is that peanut butter and jelly burger, burger with the peanut butter and jelly and bacon and stuff. I've never tried it. Everybody tells me I should, so probably I should try it.
You should.
Yep,
Go for it.
yep,
And then, of course, Fecto Homes.
yep. They have all kinds of new arrivals. They just took in a couple of single wides, double wides. You can buy them right off the lot, discounted prices.
Yep.
Yep.
And just so folks know, if you are interested in a mobile home, you can go to the Agency of Commerce and Community Development.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have programs, and I'm sure if you talk
And you
to
can do all
Fecto-
that right through Fectos. You
was
don't
just
even
gonna
have
say,
to go
you
there.
could do-
You
you
can
could
do it
probably do
all
that.
right from Fectos.
They offer down payment assistance,
Yep.
not Fecto, but the
program.
ACCD.
But Fecto has all of that. They can help you with everything. It's one stop. You can do everything. It's the total housing solution.
Yep, you can go down there, and then you could stop at Preston's and get a car.
Yep, you could for a new Kia. They have all kinds of new EVs in stock. Check it out for sure.
And then, of course, we talked about Legendary. We talked
Yes.
Hogan.
Hogan.
Group
So
LLC.
Hogan Group LLC. He does everything web design, and he is like the genius when it comes to computers and making sure that you're safe and that you have all the protections that you need, that you have a nice professional looking website that works properly, your links work properly. He does an amazing job.
And when you buy your Fecto home, you can get
Smart ones.
seamless gutters from
Shed Seamless Gutters. That is, so Shed Seamless Gutters, that is actually my cousin, Matt. Love him to death. And he is kicking. I mean, they are busy, busy, busy. And every kind of gutter that you can imagine. He also just got a new truck so that he can make the longer ones and the different, I don't know all the names to everything, but he can actually do all those things now. And if you should check him out on Facebook so you can see the recent jobs that he's done.
And of course, like I said, Fecto home, if you bought a Fecto home from a long time ago and you have to paint it,
Then you could call, you said, Tomaso.
Tomaso Family Painting,
Yep,
right?
yep, you can call them. They're doing some work upstairs for me. They're stripping they had to strip a whole lot of wallpaper, and they're going to be doing some painting upstairs for me.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
And of course, we couldn't not mention Yipes.
No, absolutely not. You can't do anything without matching. See, this is my It's No Secret sweatshirt.
This is
You have
Yipes
802 Scoop
802
hat.
Scoop
You have a Barry Beat hat.
Which, if you want one of these hats, just reach out to Raylene. She
Yeah.
will absolutely get
We can
one
get
for
you one. We can get you sweatshirts. We have 802 Scoop
Yep.
sweatshirts.
She'll give
and
you the price and everything.
Yeah, all kinds of things. Yep.
And then, of course, Tasty Bites.
Yes. So fried dough. I mean, that's what I always
Fried
go
dough
to
with
first.
ice cream.
Fried. I don't even forget the ice cream. I'm just all about the plastered
All
with
about
butter
that dough.
and
About that dough.
cinnamon sugar.
No ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm all about
I don't
that
even need
dough.
the ice cream.
About
Just
that
give me the
dough.
fried dough
No
with the
ice cream.
butter and cinnamon sugar. Oh God. To die for.
And literally, considering you have diabetes and it
That's
will
just a
spike your
few
sugar.
units of insulin. It's no big deal. Yeah. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
No.
One last thing. I feel like this is self promotion. I
No,
hate
do it.
but
Do it.
You
No,
wanted
I want you to do it. Please.
All right. So for folks that don't know, I was on the front page of 7 Days.
I love it.
As a freshman, what I love about this is that it's Mr. Sweeney and Mr. Booten Go to Montpelier, which is a play off from. Golly, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Listen, how many times have I told you? I'm not a movie watcher. I'm not a TV watcher. You can say all these one-liners every day, all day, and the chances of me knowing them are probably pretty slim. Unless you're talking about Disney stuff that my kids watched in the 90s, like All Dog Goes to Heaven or Fox and the Hound, which was my favorite. And he says that the fox says to the hound, "What you doing that for?" And he says, "Sniffing." And he says, "Why?" And he says, "'Cause I'm a hound dog." Like, I will know things like that. If you said that, I would tell you it came from Fox and the Hound. But other than that, I don't know. And that's probably only because I heard it 3,000 times a day.
So when I go staying up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Not a clue. Sorry, Michael. Not a clue.
Shrek. For those that didn't know. Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, anyway, so 7 Days did an article on the two of us. And
Check it
I
out.
spoke to Mr. Sweeney, and he comes down here. He has family in this area, and the two of us are going to do a podcast together.
Nice.
We're gonna go live and probably chat it up about our experiences. So
Good deal.
it's a pretty good article. But obviously, it's got me in it. Of course, you know.
Good deal.
And you know what they talk about?
What?
My Crocs.
Your Crocs.
My Crocs. Because I had my Crocs on the day that we swore in. Mm-hmm. It was in here. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. You know what? I enjoyed it. You know how much I enjoyed it? I got an extra one. and I
Just
wrote
for
on
me?
it. Do you want one?
No, I have I have the digital copy.
Yeah, that's the same here. You know what I did though?
You left one for Teddy
I did.
at the
I
bar.
wrote one. So I wrote to my teddy bear with love, Rep Booten.
And with that, tune in tomorrow night at 5:30 for Four Quarters with Lori Shepherd. Oh, and before that, 2:30 for the Vermont podcast with Guy Page and Paul Bean. But at 5:30 with Lori Shepherd and the girls, they'll be here talking everything sports. Peace out. Have a
Peace
great
out,
now.
everyone. Have a great
Have a
night.
great night.